A rooster story, and not only. Once upon a time there was an old woman and an old man who lived in the countryside. The old man had a rooster, and the woman had a hen. One day the old man begged his wife to lend him some eggs, but she was so mean that she refused him. The man was very sad and started beating the rooster for not giving him any eggs. The rooster escaped from the old man's hands, scared and dazed. It started wandering around when suddenly he saw a tiny bag with 2 coins in it. While it was walking back home, very pleased with the little treasure he had found, the rooster met a carriage with the landlord inside. The man saw the rooster's bag and ordered the cabman to take the bag away from the rooster, and then he left. The rooster was very angry, so he followed the carriage. The landlord was irritated by the rooster's perseverance, so, seeing a well, he ordered the cabman to throw the rooster in it. Even so, the rooster drank up all the water in the well until he was able to fly out of there. He started to run after the carriage again. As soon as the landlord arrived at his mansion, he ordered the woman from the kitchen to throw the rooster in an oven. Nevertheless, the rooster was thrown in the middle of the kettle, and it started gobbling up all the cows and bulls, one after another. The landlord didn't know what else to do to get rid of this rooster. He threw it in his cellar, where he kept all his money. He hoped that the rooster would choke on his first coin, but the greedy rooster emptied the landlord's chest and escaped from the cellar. When the landlord saw that it was not possible to defeat the rooster, he gave it the little bag only to get rid of it. The rooster tried to walk back home when he found a poor man. This man was married to a wicked woman who hated him. The only thing that made him happy was hunting rabbits and birds in the nearby forest. One day, he went out hunting but caught nothing. He was really worried because his wife was going to beat him if he had not caught anything for them to eat. On his way home, the old man found the rooster and thought,
"What a lucky man I am. Finally my wife will be happy because she will be able to cook a tasty soup. I can buy a new pair of shoes with a bag of money too."
The rooster guessed his thoughts and shouted,
"Don't take me home, don't kill me, let me live free and you will be like my father. I will be a good son for you."
But the poor man, still thinking about his wife's anger, put the rooster in the bag. When he arrived back home, he told his wife to prepare a very big pot. He was going to kill the rooster. When the rooster saw the big knife, he got the hiccups and he vomited some coins. The man saw the money and decided to keep him in a cage. The man kept the cage in his kitchen where he could keep an eye on him. The rooster said to the man,
"Please, don't keep me here. What are you going to do with me?"
The man did not answer. He glared at the rooster and then went to bed. All night, the rooster tried to break free, but it was impossible. The rooster thought about his owner, the old man, and how he had asked his wife for the eggs. He thought about how he had been so angry because he had no eggs. Then he thought about how the poor man's wife was wicked. This made the rooster think that women were evil, so the rooster decided to help the poor man by hiccuping more coins. The next morning, the man woke up and walked through the kitchen. He saw a bright glow coming from the cage he had put the rooster in. The rooster had hiccuped loads more coins.
"I'm rich!"
said the man. He told his wife the good news and she was amazed. The man said to the rooster,
"Thank you so much. I will set you free now."
The rooster wanted to walk back home when he realized he was lost. Rooster kept walking aimlessly. While Rooster was walking down a path, a man appeared. He was an old and lonely man who lived in a cottage in the forest. He was so lonely that he didn't have any friends to share his thoughts and feelings with. When the old man saw the rooster, he thought,
"We could be friends."
So the old man said,
"Hey, I am an old and lonely man and I live in a cottage deep into the forest. If you want, we can be friends and you can come with me."
The rooster was hesitating because he didn't have any good memories about people. People have exploited him so far. However, the old man insisted, and he managed to change the rooster's mind. Then they started walking through the forest. The rooster told him about the bad events he was involved in. While they were walking to the cottage, the old man was very sad when he heard about those misfortunes. He said in a warm voice,
You don't have to worry anymore. I am a good man, and this is the beginning of a new friendship.
The rooster thought the man was trustworthy and his ideas about people started to change. Therefore, the rooster felt happy and safe. When they arrived home at the old man's cottage, they ate something and went to sleep. In the morning, when the rooster woke up, there was silence all around. The rooster saw the old man lying on a couch. He tried to wake the old man up, but he didn't even move. He was dead. The rooster was very sad and he started walking deep into the forest again without knowing his destination. He walked and walked for some time and it seemed as if many days had passed. He began to feel so worried that he couldn't find his way out of the woods. On top of all, he was tired and hungry. He stopped and looked around. Then on the right he saw a bunch of sticks piled up.
I could take a nap here,
he said to himself. Hardly had he made himself comfortable in the cozy bed when someone or something yelled at him.
Hey you! Get off my sticks! Do you have any idea how long it took me to collect them all? Oh God, you strangers are so dumb.
A small fat beaver scolded him.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Beaver. I didn't know they were yours.
Apologized the rooster.
Oh yeah, it's okay. Never mind. Anyway, what are you doing here?
It's a long story and now I'm lost.
I guess you must be hungry, but you are so lucky. My wife is one of the best cooks in the forest,
said the beaver, inviting the rooster to follow him to his house. On their way home, the rooster told the beaver all that had happened to him since he left his home. They started talking about their lives.
Aren't you afraid of the other animals in the forest?
Asked the rooster.
No. They are all very friendly and we're all very good neighbors, with just one exception, the fox.
The fox?
Yes, the fox, the creature all the animals are afraid of. She comes and takes what she wants whenever she wants. If you don't obey her orders, she grabs you and takes you to her den. No one has ever come alive out of there.
Whoa, and isn't there anyone to put an end to this?
Asked the rooster.
The only creature that the fox fears is the supreme hunter, but he only takes attitude when things get really ugly. But enough talking about this. Look, there is my house.
Somewhere by the river there was a small house made out of sticks and mud. However, it seemed quite welcoming and warm. They entered a small round room with a round table in the middle, 3 chairs and 2 cupboards with colorful flowers painted on them. The fire was burning in the fireplace and a big pot was hung above it. It smelled so good.
Martha, come here, we have guests. Coming!
Answered the tiny voice. A lady beaver wearing a colorful apron came out of one of the 2 doors on the other side of the room.
Rooster, this is my wife, Martha.
Pleased to meet you, Mrs. Beaver.
Please call me Martha. You must be starving. Let's have something to eat.
That night, the rooster ate the best meal he had ever had before. They stayed up until late at night, talking and laughing. After that, the rooster went to sleep near the fireplace. He started dreaming as soon as he fell asleep. He dreamt he was back home, but everything looked very sad over there. He saw the old man, his master, and he was crying. He woke up and said to himself,
It was very nice, but now I have to find a way back home. My master needs me. Mr. Beaver, I have to go now. Mr. Beaver, where are you?
Then, suddenly, the front door opened and Mr. Beaver entered the room very scared and panting. Mr. Beaver,
Hush! Silence! The fox is coming!
Hardly had Mr. Beaver finished the sentence when a huge red-haired fox appeared. There was something strange about her. The rooster couldn't tell what exactly it was, but when she got near sniffing him, he saw his tiny bag with golden coins in it hanging at the fox's neck. Suddenly, the rooster remembered he had forgotten the bag with the coins in the old man's house.
Dear fox, this bag is mine. Give it to me, please.
Oh, dear rooster, come closer to me and take it.
Said the cunning fox. The rooster wanted eagerly to take the bag, and he got dangerously close to the fox. The fox stretched a paw holding the bag to the rooster, and when he tried to take it, the fox attacked him. He managed to jump, and then he began to run. The fox followed him, getting closer and closer, and the rooster wondered where to go. Suddenly, he noticed a tree in front of him. The rooster was very exhausted because he managed to jump very high in the tree. The fox was very angry because she didn't catch the rooster.
Get down, I won't do you any harm. Get down and take your bag with the money. I wanted only to take you to my home because my little foxes haven't got any friends to play with.
The rooster, remembering the beaver's words, didn't want to get down. The rooster knew that the fox would eat him if she caught him. The fox begged the rooster for a long time. When she realized she couldn't persuade him to get down, she said angrily,
If you don't get down, I will cut the tree with my tail.
Then the rooster vomited all the water he had drunk up from the well. The water wetted the fox and she fell to the ground. The rooster thought the fox drowned and he jumped down to the ground, put her on his back and set off to look for the path towards his master. The rooster was very happy because his master could make a coat for his wife from the fur of the fox. While he was walking, suddenly he saw a deep river. The rooster looked around to see if a bridge crossed over the river, but he didn't see one. Then the rooster remembered swallowing the cows and oxes. He made some efforts and vomited them. The rooster's eyes were full of tears and he told them, "Dear friends, help me cross the river, please." The cows and the oxes standing in a line in the river, allowing the rooster to cross the river, stepping on their backs. The rooster thanked them and he continued his path to his home, carrying the fox on his back. The rooster, along the way, met a hunter. Seeing the two animals, he thought,
If I capture these two animals, I'll bring home a good dinner and a beautiful fur.
So he shot 2 shots, but he missed the rooster that dropped the fox and hid in a bush in the forest. As the rooster didn't want to give up the fox so easily, it followed the hunter from a distance. Finally, the hunter arrived at his village and spoke with the leather dresser, telling him about his idea of a fur coat. Unfortunately for him, when seeing the dead fox, his wife, who was an animal lover, threw him out of the house, screaming. A hen, being present at the scene and siding with her mistress, refused to lay eggs in sign of protest. She even hid the rooster in her coop for a while. The rooster and the hen decided to run away from that house. They decided to get married and go on a honeymoon. They paid for a fantastic trip with the rooster's coins. When they returned, they went to live in the middle of the forest just near the beaver's house. The rooster and Mr. Beaver built a nice house together, and Mrs. Marta and Martina the hen furnished it. The wives even weaved a carpet with the fox's fur. Their life was full of happiness, but the rooster ran out of money, so they decided to open a restaurant with their neighbors the beavers. The business was going well, so they were in the black again. They had many clients and everybody was satisfied with their food until one day when the business with the beavers came to an end, so the rooster and his hen decided to leave. While they were walking through the forest seeking for a place to stay, they met a stranger named Darius the unicorn. He offered to help them survive and they continued their journey together. Darius didn't have his own home because he was from Mordor and no one wanted to sell him a house. After a few days of walking through the forest, the rooster realized that he knew the surroundings. It was his home. He was very happy and surprised. He was so touched, he started crying. Everybody got into the house. You must know that the owner of the rooster was dead, and in the house there was only his wife. She was poor and starving, so when she saw them, she took an axe and she killed the rooster and the hen. She made a chicken soup and a fried chicken from them, and inviting Darius for dinner. They fell in love. Darius and the old woman were sitting at the table, enjoying their chicken soup. The woman was looking at Darius. He was so handsome. She had never seen a creature as beautiful as him in her entire life. She was wondering how could a creature like Darius even look at her. She admitted it. She was old and ugly. This couldn't make any sense, but she tried to forget that. It really didn't matter. The only thing that mattered was that they loved each other. Everything seemed to be alright, when suddenly everything around them started to disappear. First the furniture, after that the walls, the entire house, and even the sky and the ground on which they were sitting. Out of the sudden they found themselves in a very strange place. The only thing that they could notice around them was darkness. Fumes of dark colors were floating everywhere. The strange thing was that they couldn't see any ground under their feet, but strangely they were standing on something. They were terrified.
Darius, what's happening?
Asked the old woman with a frightened voice. Out of nowhere, a huge light appeared in the middle of darkness.
No, not him again. It can't be. I thought I was free,
said Darius on a strange tone. Suddenly, from the huge flash of light emerged an old man with a long white beard, wearing a brown hooded robe. He started talking.
Whatever I do with you, wherever I send you, the only thing that you are capable of doing is to destroy everything in your path and ruin the lives of others. You have disappointed me for the last time, Darius. But I can't change you. This is you. This is your personality. You really didn't learn anything in the years when you studied under me. What a shame,
said the old man.
Excuse me, but can you tell me who you are and where am I now?
Asked the old woman. The old man started laughing. He took his hood off and answered with a broad smile on his face.
I didn't use my name for a long time. I don't even know if I remember it anymore. You can say that I am someone who looks upon everything that happens in this world and in others. I am someone who protects you. I am taking care of everything. I am trying to keep the universe in balance. In short, you can call me the Overseer. And for your second question, you were in a special design crystal orb. I use it to imprison the ones who commit great imbalances in the universe. As Darius. I really like this orb. It's infinite. It can't be filled and you can't die in it. You can't get old, you don't need sleep, you don't need food or water or anything of the sort. The only thing that you can do is to stay here and think about what you've done. Forever. Or at least until I take you out of here. I want to apologize for bringing you here. My old apprentice sitting right next to you is the one who I want to talk to. I brought you here by mistake. I am really sorry for this misunderstanding.
So, what happens with me now?
Asked the old woman, very disoriented.
You will wake up. You won't remember anything, and everything will be alright. Just like this.
Answered the old man. He snapped his fingers and the old woman disappeared.
Now, let's return to you,
said the old man, and he looked with anger upon Darius.
Master, I can explain. I didn't mean any harm. Oh, just shut up. You don't even know what you've done. I set you free and gave you the ability of changing into any creature that you can dream of, little goblin,
said the old man, and Darius started shining. He suddenly morphed back to his original shape.
You chose to morph into a creature that you know nothing about. A unicorn is something pure, saintly. It doesn't have anything in common with you. He stays hidden in forests and he doesn't show up in front of everyone. And especially, he doesn't fall in love with any old woman that he lays eyes on. What you've done is an aberration. It doesn't make any sense. And the worst thing is that you've ruined the life of some innocent creatures. Just by morphing into a unicorn, you have created a great imbalance in time and space. Now I need to repair everything. Do you think that it is so easy to control time and influence the fates of others?
Asked the old man.
If I may answer, I would say that for you, it is.
Replied Darius, very sure of himself.
Then you have learned nothing. I am old and I really need someone to take my place. But it seems that you aren't the one I'm looking for. Let me show you how things should have stayed, Darius,
said the old man, and suddenly he showed up in a huge library with the crystal orb on a table standing right next to him. The shelves were high and long. You could even have the impression that they would never end. He took out a book and blew the dust from its cover. He opened the book on the last page. There was a picture of the unicorn and the old woman sitting at a table. The overseer put his hand above the picture and it started to shine. The picture disappeared. The writing started to fade away as well, and the pages were moving backwards. Everything stopped when the old man let his hand down. He stopped at the picture with the rooster with the dead fox on his shoulders and the bag with the 2 coins hanging at its neck.
let us continue from here,
said the overseer, and suddenly writing started to appear on the pages of the book. The rooster was very excited, thinking that he would finally arrive home. He missed everyone, his master, the old woman, the hen, who was drawing near his house. He entered the courtyard and started to cock-a-doodle-doo. The old man got out of the house and he was amazed. He couldn't believe his eyes.
He's back! He's back! My son is back!
Said the old man with tears in his eyes. He ran toward the rooster and embraced him with love.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please, never leave again,
said the old man, crying.
What's with all this noise?
Asked the old woman when she got out of the house with the hen right next to her.
He's back!
Yelled the old man with happiness in his voice. Everyone started dancing, jumping, and enjoying the extraordinary moment.
What did you bring here?
Asked the old man and took the fox off the rooster's shoulders. The old man took the bag from the rooster's neck and took out the 2 golden coins in it.
Look at this. It's money. Can you believe it? And I can make you a nice coat from the fox's skin as well. This must be a dream. It's too beautiful to be true.
Oh, thank you, honey. I love you,
said the old woman.
Don't thank me. I haven't done anything. Thank the rooster. He brought both the money and the fox,
replied the old man. The hen approached the rooster.
I really missed you. Don't leave me again. If you do, next time I'll follow you,
said the hen. A tear appeared in the rooster's eye and suddenly something strange started to happen. He started hiccuping and he spit out all the gold coins he had swallowed in the landlord's treasury. Nobody could believe their eyes. This was the happiest moment of their life. With the money, they bought a big house and a lot of animals. The hen and the rooster married and they had lots of chicks. And they all lived in peace, happily ever after. The end. The overseer closed the book. He put it back on its shelf, and after that said,
Lovely, isn't it, Darius? I love when everything ends well. So, what do we learn from this? We always need to be pleased with what we have and be grateful from the far depths of our soul. Why? Because the things that we have can be far more precious than we know, and we usually realize this just when we had lost what we had. So, what do you think, Darius?
asked the old man, and suddenly a voice echoed from the crystal orb. The overseer laughed and exited the huge library, leaving the crystal orb behind. The end.